Recognizable formation of a Lancaster, a Spitfire and a Hurricane. 6 Merlin engines in formation. And of course memorial right at the key to this entire outfit. Featuring today MK365, LF9E Spitfire, PZ865, a Mark II-C Hurricane, and the Lancaster, the Battle of Britain Memorial Flight. See them in formation just for a short time, call the break, and then an opportunity to siege the lines and performance of each aircraft in its own right. Lest we forget the renaming of the Battle of Britain flight to reflect the wider commemorative role in its memorial. It's such a significant contribution to the history of our nation and a worthy representative of all those brave young men who went to war to save the nation. Break coming up now. The fighters will split from the Lancaster, and each one of them will now spend the next few minutes showing off the outstanding lines and achievements of their designers and of course the crews who flew them. Peeled to the right initially and then of course to the left as they parade individually. The Hurricane today, the station commander, Captain Matt Peterson. Following up in the Lanc, Flight Lieutenant Ernie Wise in command today. And then look high up in the sky to your left-hand side. As Suggs to his mates, squad leader Mark Sugden brings in fabulous, once again, our third Spitfire of the day. And what a magnificent sight that is indeed. You just can't get enough of a Spitfire. The main flight took place way back in March 1936 and Spitfires entered Royal Air Force service with number 19 Squadron in August 1938. development potential of the original design allowed the Spitfire to establish and maintain the air superiority so vital to the defence of Britain to keep pace with improvements in performance of enemy fighters throughout World War II. And they served and fought in every operational theatre of the war and remained in Royal Air Force frontline service right up until 1954. From the Castle Bromwich factory was allocated to 443 Hornet Squadron, Royal Canadian Air Force at Digby in Lincolnshire in March 1944. Moving on to Holmesley near Bournemouth and then West Hampnett, now of course the fabulous Goodwood airfield down in Sussex. Flew its first operational mission as part of rodeo flight, fighter sweep over occupied France. And was involved in fighter sweeps and in attacking ground targets by dive bombing and strafing in the lead up to the D-Day invasion and in support of the landings and fighting afterwards. Capable hands of Squadron Leader Mark Sugden, here accomplished Royal Air Force pilot, having flown the Tornado F3. Went on to become an instructor at Valley on the Hawk T1, and then followed that with action in number 9 Squadron at Coningsby. Now involved with 29 Squadron, flying and operating the Typhoon. But as the fighter now tallies his partner in the Hurricane, he'll no doubt complete another fabulous victory roll. And then keep your eyes peeled to the right hand side. As he rolls the aircraft, you see coming in low and fast the venerable and mighty Hurricane. One of the classic fighters of all time, designed and built for war at the forefront of Britain's defence in 1944. The brainchild of Sidney Cam. He commenced the work for this in 1934, but he had an illustrious career right through for an incredibly long time, designing the Typhoon, the Tempest, the Hunter and the Harrier. First Hurricane took its maiden flight in November 1935, and deliveries began just after Christmas in 1937 to 111 Squadron at Northolt, just 8 months ahead of the first Spitfire delivery. The Hurricane was the first British monoplane 8-gun fighter, the first Royal Air Force fighter to exceed 300 miles an hour in flight, and the first production fighter with a retractable main undercarriage. The last Hurricane of 14,533 built, rolled off the Hawker production line in July 1944 with the inscription, "The last of the many." Keen to preserve the last Hurricane, the company itself bought the aircraft from the Air Ministry. It entered the King's Cup air race, flown then by Group Captain Peter Townsend, and achieved second place. But it was returned to wartime camouflage scheme and numerous display appearances, having appeared in the film The Battle of Britain, and then eventually, of course, was presented by Hawker Siddeley to the Battle of Britain Memorial Flight. Peterson now clearing the skies after this final manoeuvre to give the mighty Lancaster an opportunity to show its incredible skill, achievement and design, of course, as well. Another victory roll ahead of us as he departs the stage for a few minutes. So here she is, we just lost her there for a moment from the left hand side. Keep your eyes peeled now. One of the most famous and successful Royal Air Force heavy bombers of World War II. A legend that lives on today, and the contribution made by its air crews immeasurable. The mighty Lancaster. First aircraft took flight from here, not too far away, at Woodford in Manchester on the 9th of January 1941. First RAF unit to receive this new aircraft and operations was number 44 Squadron at Waddington. An amazing machine, could carry a maximum bomb load of 22,000 pounds. Its maximum level speed with a full load of 15,000 feet was 270 miles an hour, and it could cruise routinely at altitudes above 20,000 feet at a range speed of 200 miles an hour. Lovely underside pass now. Bomb doors open. Fuel loads, full bomb load I should say, the aircraft had a range well in excess of 1,500 miles. Its performance, ruggedness, reliability and to many its sheer charisma endeared it to its crews who were proud to fly this amazing thoroughbred machine. Expertly flown by regular crew members. In command today, Flight Lieutenant Paul Wise, known as Ernie to his chums. Joined the Air Force in 1999, initially as a technician, serving with 6th Squadron Jaguars at Coldershall, but very much wanted to get into the front seat of flying and achieved his aim when he was streamed to fly the C-130s at RAF Lynham. Alongside him today is Flight Lieutenant Neil Farrell, a student out of Hull University, graduated from initial officer training in 1996 and initially flew rotary aviation, flying the Wessex in the support helicopter role with 72 Squadron across the sea there in Northern Ireland. But went on after other training elements to fly the big Boeing E-3D Sentry aircraft, and therefore has been on operations extensively in the likes of Afghanistan and Libya, before becoming a flying instructor on the Sentry Operational Conversion Unit. impressive total of 7,377 Lancasters were built between 1941 and 1946. Around 3,500 were lost on operations, another couple of hundred on accidents and incidents. But you see here now with the undercarriage down, what a huge aircraft this was, but also what a strong and immensely survivable aircraft it was. Didn't carry the weight of bombing load all on its own, of course. It was joined by other twin-engine bombers such as the Wellington and the other four-engined RAF heavy bombers such as the Stirling and the Halifax, and then of course also medium bombers such as the amazing Mosquito. Around 125,000 aircrew served in bomber command during World War II. Over 73,700 of them became casualties, either killed, wounded, shot down, or made prisoners of war. And of course, a fitting memorial to the 55,000 crews who lost their lives is proudly displayed in London now for its final pass, the Lancaster.